Thank you. Wow, you're like the cook today.
There's a line.
I'm the SSHP president-elect. Our club is dedicated to teach you guys about clinical pharmacy and all the routes you can go in it. So
What is our club?
our club is SSHP, which stands for Student Society of Health Systems Pharmacy.
Yeah.
It's a
Secret? Hill.
Pass it down to Hill.
Oh. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I actually don't usually work morning shifts, but I got scheduled to work this morning. I had to pick up a gift card because I'm applying for an award, an ASHP Leadership Award, and I needed to get 3 letters of recommendation. And the residency program director of my hospital wrote me one just because he's seen me in the leadership role throughout my events. So just as a thank you, I'm just getting him a little gift card. Thank you. What's nice about being up this early is that there's like no traffic. I don't have to wait for anyone. I can just go. Usually I will not have time to stop at Starbucks just because it's just too much traffic. So depending on where I work, my role is very different. My shift can vary from doing floor work, which is doing like pharmacy technician things like loading the Pyxuses and making sure that everybody gets their medications. I can be doing clinical shift, which is sitting in with the pharmacists in Central and helping them do vaco dosing and answering the phone, answering clinical questions, IV compatibility, things like that. And then a big role that I play for the ED is when I do ED shifts. And when I do ED shifts, I'm doing medication reconciliation. So you want to get an accurate list of a patient's medications before they get admitted. The medications that you put on their prior to admission list, which is called a PTA list, is actually the medications that doctors will order on. So you want to make sure that stuff is correct and that it's what the patient says it is. You got to verify with the pharmacy. It's actually a lot more that goes into it than you would think. Oh, I'm actually going to be early. I left to work late. I got Starbucks. I got a gift card. And I'm going to be early. I think one of my favorite things about living in the desert is these crazy sunsets and sunrises. I'm heading back to Central Pharmacy. Usually I would head straight to the ED, but since usually in the morning shift there's gonna be a bunch of consults for overnight from doctors, so I'm heading over there to do some consults. So that means I'll be on the floor. It's actually my first time going back to work in like a month. My friend who's a graduate, who just graduated in May, you guys might know her, Grace. Today's her last day, so she's working the second shift, which she's there right now, and she'll be there when I get there. So I was thinking we should take pictures for her last day, so I'm just gonna get ready a little bit more than I usually do. I actually don't really get ready for work anymore, just a little bit. So I went to Vietnam for 2 weeks in the beginning of August. I came back and had like a week off. My sleeping schedule was so messed up, and it was pretty messed up until yesterday, but I slept early to make sure my sleeping schedule is on track, because tomorrow I have to work a full shift doing medrec in the ED. And then on Saturday I got a shot for SSHP's mentor-mentee barbecue. So if you don't know, SSHP is the Student Society of Health Systems Pharmacists. It's an organization that helps with helps promote like education for clinical pharmacists and like clinical pharmacy jobs. And I'm the president of that organization at my school. So every year we hold the barbecue, mentor-mentee barbecue. So incoming first years will get paired up with any volunteered mentors that can be from P1 to P4, because it's before the first day of school. I ran this thing last year, but this year is my elect, which is Dylan. So Dylan's running it this year, so but I'm helping out because it's all new to him too. Oh my god, my skin looks so bad. My skin got so messed up in Vietnam. So I'm a lot darker now. Oh, I just realized my foundation's too dark for my body. Oh, it's so hard for me to get back in the flow of things. Like, I can't believe school is starting like in less than a week. It's kind of scary, honestly. I will be starting third year, and I've always said this, but if you haven't followed along, second semester, second year, and first semester, third year is known to be the hardest year of pharmacy school. And last semester it was bad, but it was like controllable for me. So I'm worried that this year is going to be the this semester is going to be the hard semester for me. Because people say if you like last semester, then you're most likely to not like this semester. One main thing that people ask me first years wise is how can they prepare before starting pharmacy school. And honestly, before pharmacy school, you should actually just, I don't think you should study. You should really just like just have fun, spend time with your family, like do a little trip or a big trip if you can. Just because once you start pharmacy school, you don't really have time to do stuff like that, you know. And I feel like the thing I miss the most is having time to do like hobbies and like spending time with my friends and stuff. Just because like for me personally, it's hard for me to juggle those things. Once I'm in school, it's all about school. So some people are different, some people can juggle it, but I'm sure like most of my classmates can agree, like unless you're like a wizard and brain's super smart, like usually everybody like concentrates just on school when school starts. I think another question I've gotten was, what's like the most effective way I study? I didn't start doing this until second year, just because the coursework wasn't as tough to like remember. I feel like once you get up more, it's more pure memorization, and it's hard to remember stuff that fast. Like the material isn't hard, it's just how much you're learning for how much time span there is, right? And like, yeah, so what I do is I make study guides. Specifically, I make charts. I make study charts. I just make like a study guide for myself, and ideally I want to be able to go over that stuff before the test, like a couple days before. But always I end up just going over it like the night before, because like you don't have enough time to make those guides. And plus I'm a huge perfectionist, and I want to make my guides really pretty, and that's a downfall on my part. But I think it's really effective, because it's like making your study guides is one way of studying, but reviewing it is another way. So you're reviewing it in a certain way, and you kind of have a little bit of like photographic memory. During the exam, you can remember like, okay, on the top left of this chart, those were like serotonin, you know, inhibitors, and then the bottom right is like dopamine, I don't know. So then you can remember like what category it's in, just have general idea. So, oh my god, I feel like I have a lot of makeup on. Like when I work the clinical shifts in the pharmacy, it's like stuff that, it's like vanco dosing and things. And the thing is, like, I haven't went over that stuff. I haven't taken kinetics yet. in pharmacy school. I'm actually taking it this semester, so hopefully doing all this Vanco dosing right now is going to become helpful later. I'm going to pop on some lashes and go to work, so I will catch up with you later.